Howdy everyone, Pocher here with an Age of Magic public service announcement. In today's video, we're going to talk about leadership skills and slots and should you be using leaders? And the answer is, quite frankly, there's no other objection to it. Yes, you should be using leaders. And when tournament rocks around on that sweet Friday night, guess what? We see teams in there that aren't using the leaders of their squads, and it's concerning. It's concerning. Are you sending out a signal that you need help? If you are, at least let people know that that's the signal, because we can't help you otherwise. So anyway, Palin, of course, brought this to people's attention. I mean, I've seen it in videos I've done in the past of my free-to-play tournament runs. And I mean, it's a bit different when it's a new account because people are learning the game. So yeah, but I said to Palin, make me a 2,000-word essay, and if you do, I'll make a video on it. And guess what? I mean, like 30 seconds later, he had a 2,000-word essay ready to go. That guy lives and breathes Age of Magic, so... I'm taking a drink of water to prepare my throat from the lecture I am about to give you on behalf of Palin. I haven't read this before, so I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm very dyslexic, so, I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of numbers on the screens. Anyway, let's get into it. The impact of neglecting leader placement, a study of in-game strategies in mobile gaming and Age of Magic for stupid and general players. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say stupid, unless you're a full endgame player and you've played the game for years. I mean, if you're a new player, understandable. I'll let the mistake slide. But yeah, if you're like in Watchmen or something, or, I mean, I hear that Koala Guild is pretty good at the moment, has a wait list. Yeah, if you're chucking characters that aren't leaders in the leadership spot. Introduction. Mobile gaming has transformed the landscape of entertainment, providing users with a convenient and accessible platform to engage in immersive gameplay experience. One critical aspect of many mobile games is team composition and strategy, often involving the placement of leaders or key characters in positions that maximize their impact. Unfortunately, some players fail to recognize the importance of proper leader placement, undermining their team's potential for success. This essay explores the consequences of neglecting leader placement both in mobile games generally and within the context of Age of Magic, shedding light on how player decisions can significantly influence gameplay outcomes. Well written, very well written. I mean, yeah, well done. It pretty much sums everything up. Chuck your leader in a leadership spot. Understanding leader placement in mobile games. I mean, there are many games that use leadership skills, so in mobile games, leaders or characters with unique abilities and attributes play a crucial role in shaping the outcome of battles. Players must strategize and position these. The more I read this, I'm just wondering, Palin, did you chuck this into ChatGPT? And position these leaders optimally within their teams to exploit their strengths and mitigate their weaknesses. A failure to do so can lead to suboptimal performance, hindering the overall progress of the players. The problem of players not placing leaders in lead positions is not only perplexing, but also detrimental to gameplay outcomes. Again, very important. Learn those leadership skills. Learn what they do, for one, and yeah, your gameplay is going to improve. I'm going to take another sip of water. Dot point number 2, consequences of neglecting leader placement. Decreased team synergy. Effective leader placement is central to achieving team synergy. Leaders often possess skills that boost the attributes of specific team members. Neglecting proper placement hampers the activation of these beneficial effects, leading to weakened teamwork and a lack of cohesive strategy. It is a leadership skill, is going to add a lot to team strength. It's as simple as that. They boost teams tremendously. You try and run a Arrogant Undead squad with your Blood Emperor not as lead, they will crumble faster than you could ever imagine. I mean, that's just an example. Every team these days has a leadership. Reduce combat effectiveness. In combat-oriented mobile games, leaders may have abilities that can turn the tide of battle, placing them in positions where their abilities can impact the maximum number of enemies. Enemies or allies is essential. Ignoring this aspect can significantly decrease the team's overall combat effectiveness, making victories harder to achieve. I would even go as far as saying impossible to achieve. If you chuck a meta squad up against a meta squad and do not use a leader, you are not going to succeed. You are not going to win. I just don't think it's possible unless you have a significant star and gear and level advantage. I mean, you're just setting yourself up for a bad time. Point C, strategic vulnerability. Leaders often possess unique traits that render them essential for certain strategies or counters. Failing to prioritize leader placement can leave the team susceptible to enemy tactics that exploit this vulnerability. This oversight grants opponents an advantage, making the game unnecessarily challenging / impossible. This is why it makes me think ChatGPT wrote this, because Palin would know that these victories are impossible. Analyzing Age of Magic. Okay, well, let's look at the game. Age of Magic serves a case study to delve deeper into the issue of improper leader placement. This turn-based mobile game demands careful consideration of character positioning due to its tactical nature and the influence of leader abilities. Character placement isn't so much important. It's literally just leadership. That's the only placement. Putting Lion Go in the back row, for example, is not going to change the outcome of the battle. I mean, I think there have been some theories that, certain characters, like Azariel, if the enemy was wiped you out in one turn, Azariel may protect a certain position. There have been theories. I haven't looked into it, but that's the only time I've ever seen character position come into discussion. But yeah, it's literally just talking about leadership. Tactical depth. The game encourages players to adopt strategic approaches by offering a diverse roster of characters, each with unique traits and roles. Neglecting leader placement undermines the game's tactical depth, preventing players from fully engaging with its complexities and dynamics. Yep, think of it like this. Your leadership turns your team into a bunch of Gokus, where not having a leadership turns them into a bunch of Yamchas. So if you play Dragon Ball Z or watch Dragon Ball Z, you would know that reference. Competitive disadvantage. Age of Magic features a competitive multiplayer mode where proper leader placement becomes even more crucial. Players who disregard this aspect are likely to face an uphill battle against opponents who have mastered the art of strategic positioning. It's not something you need to master. Use a leader. Simple as that. Factors contributing to neglect leader placement. Lack of awareness. Many players are unaware of the significance of leader placement, perceiving leaders merely as powerful characters rather than strategic assets. A lack of in-game tutorials or guidance. No, let's stop. This is a moot point. Do not need more in-game tutorials. There should be less in-game tutorials. In fact, there should be no in-game tutorials. Chuck players into the game. They will learn. I have started accounts that many times, and the tutorial is nothing but a snooze. It makes me not want to play the game, okay? We don't need tutorials. You will learn it. You're playing the game for the first time. You're going to be in the early game for like 2 weeks. You're going to learn the game. You're not going to be complex to what's going on. Casual versus competitive players with a more casual gaming approach may overlook strategic nuances, prioritizing immediate gameplay satisfaction over long-term strategy. This attitude can lead to neglecting leader placement. I think a casual player still understands leadership abilities. It's just an oversight. I think sometimes I've overlooked a leadership ability once. It just happened, but it didn't impact my game all that much. It was just dying real quickly. I couldn't understand why. I was in Cradle of Chaos. Casual or competitive leadership, it shouldn't matter for either one. It should just be a golden standard. Rapid progression and pay-to-win models. Ooh, okay, now we're getting a little bit spicy. Some mobile games emphasize rapid progression, often incentivizing players to acquire new characters and move forward quickly. This may lead players to overlook strategic intricacies. I can speak English. I can read words, including proper leader placement in favor of expedited advancement. Adversing the issue, in-game tutorials. No, I'm skipping that. I'm not reading that because it's not important. We don't need in-game tutorials. Reward system. Introducing rewards for strategic gameplay such as bonus points for optimal leader plays. This is ChatGPT. This is not something Palin would write. Positive reinforcement can lead. I don't agree with positive reinforcement. I'm sorry, I don't. People are like, if your kid's playing up, give them a treat. Give them, hey, what can we do better next time? Just give that kid a smack. Okay, smack that puppy on the nose. It's gonna be more effective. When I grew up, I got hit with the belt once or twice. I didn't do whatever I was doing ever again, okay? If I got given a cookie and said, what, maybe next time we don't do that. I was going to draw on that cupboard next time I got that pen, okay? But each to their own. Community engagement, establishing a strong community platform where players share strategies and insights can foster. I agree. Community engagement, just ask. Join Discord. Ask your clan, am I doing something wrong? What can I do better? I mean, there are plenty of people who will help. Conclusion, the issue of players neglecting proper leader placement in mobile games is a noteworthy concern that extends beyond individual gameplay experiences. The consequences of this oversight impact team synergy, combat effectiveness, and overall strategic depth. By analyzing the case of Age of Magic, it becomes evident that even in tactical demanding games, this problem persists. To address the issue, a combination of in-game if you say tutorial one more time, in-game education, that's fancy way of saying tutorial, Palin. A combination of in-game education, rewards, and community engagement is crucial. I only agree with this part. The significance of proper leader placement cannot be overstated. It is not only without winning battles, but also about fully embracing the strategic essence of mobile gaming. These are words that should never be used in the same sentence. As the gaming landscape continues to evolve, players must recognize the importance of strategy and positioning to truly excel in their virtual endeavors. And there you go. All right, it's pretty well written. I agree with a good 97. Let's drop that down to a 93% of this. Tutorials, don't ever do it. I just hate them. I hate them. I mean, I've never played a game and paid attention to the tutorial. I've always just got straight into it. Boom, bing, bang. There we go. We're playing the game. I'll learn along the way. But yeah, overall, pretty well written for ChatGTP. Yeah, I mean, do you agree? If you don't, this is a document you should probably be reading because you do not understand leadership placement. And yeah, but there you go. Palin's public service announcement to you all. I agree, again, with most of it. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll answer it to the best of my ability. And we'll be around the world. Until next time, please take care of yourself.